morning. Welcome you for the video on computer organization. In this video, you would learn organization of the computer components and their interconnections. Then you can understand the processors and their characteristics. First, let's see about the difference between computer organization and computer architecture. Already we have seen about computer architecture in the first chapter, which deals about both hardware and software components of the computer based on engineering consideration. But computer organization deals only about hardware components of the computer system, which includes input-output devices, central processing unit, and storage devices, which is also explain how these various components can operate and interconnected together. These hardware components must be transparent to the programmer. Programmer must know all the computer hardware specification and memory capacity, which must be transparent to the programmer, which is a main difference between computer organization and computer architecture. Architecture explains both hardware and software based on engineering consideration, but computer organization deals with only hardware components of the computer, including input-output devices, CPU and storage device. Next, we can see the basis of microprocessor. We know CPU is the major components of the computer. It is also called heart of the computer. It can perform all the tasks of the computer also. This is realized by microprocessor, which is an integrated circuit. This image for integrated circuit. Here we know already we have studied in the first chapter. In the first generation of the computer, we used vacuum tube. Each vacuum considers a single bit. If it is switch on means considers a 1, else it is 0. The second generation, vacuum tubes replaced by transistors. This is image for transistor. Each transistor considers a single bit. If it is on means considers 1, else it is 0. The third generation, these transistors are integrated into a single chip, which is called it as integrated circuit. Then in the fourth generation, this integrated circuits converted into microprocessor, which contains trillions of transistors. When the number of transistors increase, its processing speed will be increased. Next, this first microprocessor introduced in the year of 1970 with the name of 4004 and developed by Intel. It contains 4 input and 4 output pins, which are multi-purpose silicon chip. Silicon means it made by silicon, which is sand, and coated with gold to avoid rusting. So microprocessor is a programmable multi-purpose silicon chip. This microprocessor can get the input data in the form of binary data. Binary means in the form of bits, 0 and 1 form. Based on user's instructions, it can perform various operations and store the result in the memory. Based on user need, we can access data from the memory. Next, we can see the block diagram of a microprocessor based system. This is simple block diagram for microprocessor based system. Here, this is just looks like a architecture of the computer. Already we have seen in the first chapter. This architecture contains this processor. This processor connected with all other computing device like input unit, secondary storage and output unit. Our block diagram of microprocessor based system also looks like the same architecture diagram. Here this microprocessor connected with all other devices like input unit, memory unit and output devices. This microprocessor contains 3 parts. They are arithmetic logic unit, control unit and registers. These 3 parts are explained here. First one is arithmetic logic unit. This arithmetic logic unit can perform various arithmetic and logical operations based on computer's instruction like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, etc. Next, the second one is control unit. Control unit is used to control overall operations of the computer through the signal can see here this control unit connected with all the parts of the computer. So it can control all the parts of the computer through the signal. Next, the third one is registers, which are also called it as internal memory. This is very fastest and smallest memory in the computer located in the processor. They are used to hold the instruction and data for the execution of the processor. Next, this processor is able to communicate with the input-output unit and memory through the system bus, which is called it as system bus. This processor can communicate using system bus. What is system bus? System bus is a bunch of wires. There are three different types of bus. First one is data bus, second address bus, and third one is control bus. Data bus carries data from input unit to memory and memory to output unit and memory to CPU and CPU to memory. This address bus carries address information from processor to memory. Then control unit contains control information from control unit to all other units of the computer. Next, we can see the characteristics of microprocessor. Actually, the performance of the computer based on microprocessor only. Like that, the performance of the microprocessor depends on three important characteristics. They are clock speed, instruction set, and word size. What is clock speed? What is the use of clock speed? Actually, this clock speed is used to find the speed of the processor. Every microprocessor has an internal clock which regulates the speed at which it executes the instruction. Normally, we measure the clock speed in hertz, in megahertz, gigahertz, like that. We know 1 megahertz is equal to 1 million cycles per second. Computer can perform single instruction per cycle. So if it is millions of cycles means it can perform 1 millions of instructions per second. We know today modern processors can perform billions of instructions per second. So its speed must be in gigahertz. Next, the second one is instruction set. What is instructions? So instructions are nothing which are commands given to the computer by the user to perform various operations by the computer. A commands which are given to the computer to perform an operation on data is called instruction. This instruction must be in the binary code format, which is machine level instruction. Microprocessor gets the input only in the binary code format. Here given example, x is equal to 1, which are high level language. We know only high level language. This must be converted into binary code and give us a input to the processor. So x is equal to 1. This 1 must convert into a binary code. It's 8 bits. So given like this 1 is the address, location stored in this data. Like this 0. This is a proper binary code for 0. So it contains various operations. It can perform various operations like data transfer, arithmetic operation, logical operations, control flow, and input-output operations. Next we can see the third one is word size. Word size means number of bits can be processed by a processor. This word size is not fixed in all the computers, which will be changed by processor to processor. In olden days, we have used 8-bit system, then we have used 16-bit system. Nowadays, we are using 32-bit and 64-bit system. This word size only going to determine the amount of RAM. This RAM size must depends on this word size. If it is 8-bit system, we can use 2 to the power 8 bits of RAM only. In this 32-bit system, we can address maximum of 2 to the power 32 bits, which means 4 GB of RAM we can use. In this 64-bit system, we can address up to 2 to the power 64 bits, which means 16 exabyte of RAM we can use it in 64-bit system. So the word size is number of bits that can be processed by a processor in a single instruction called word size. This word size is going to determine the amount of RAM that can be accessed by a microprocessor at one time and the total number of pins on the microprocessor. In this video, we have learned the difference between computer architecture and computer organization, Then we have learned about microprocessor and its characteristics based on its clock speed, instruction set and word size.